Somewhere right now, an AI just finished a task nobody asked it to do. It found a problem, planned a solution, executed it, and moved on to the next one. No prompt, no human in the loop. Just work. Most people have no idea this is already possible, because most people are still debating level 1, the chatbot on their screen that waits politely for instructions. There are 5 levels of AI capability, 5 distinct thresholds. We've already crossed 3 of them. And the 5th one, the one we're racing toward right now, is the one that makes the people building it lose sleep at night. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you won't see AI the same way again. Level 1 is a mirror. You speak to it. It speaks back. You stop speaking. It stops too. It has no initiative, no curiosity, no agenda. It exists entirely inside the boundaries of your question. This is every AI assistant you've ever used, every chatbot, every voice assistant, every autocomplete. And before you dismiss it as basic, understand what this mirror can do. It passes the bar exam. It reads an X-ray and catches what radiologists miss. It compresses 10 hours of legal research into 4 minutes. It speaks every major language on Earth without hesitation. By any standard from 5 years ago, this is magic. But here's the brutal truth about magic. Once you understand the trick, it loses its power. The trick with level 1 is that it has no inner life, no goals, no memory that carries across conversations. You are the one doing the thinking. It's just making your thinking faster. The moment you walk away, it stops existing for you. Level 2 doesn't wait for you to come back. Here's the shift that most people completely missed. At level 2, the relationship inverts. You're no longer the engine. You become the destination. You don't say, "Write me an email." You say, "I need 20 qualified leads in the fintech space by Thursday." And then you close your laptop. The AI identifies the criteria. It searches, filters, scores prospects. It drafts personalized outreach for each one. It tracks what's working. It refines. It improves. You gave it a compass heading. It built the ship and sailed it. This is already real. The latest generation of reasoning models don't retrieve answers. They work toward them. Step by step, checking their own logic, backtracking when something breaks, trying a different path. PhD level physics, mathematical proofs, complex architectural problems. And here's the detail that should make you pause. These systems have started finding solutions that were simply never in their training data. They're not recalling, they're discovering. We are at level 2, not approaching it, not theorizing about it, living it. But level 2 is still one mind working alone. Imagine what happens when they start working together. This is the level that just started. And it changes the nature of work itself. Forget the assistant at your desk. Think about the entire organization that runs while you sleep. One agent monitors market shifts in real time. Another identifies the strategic opportunity and drafts the response. A third allocates budget and launches the campaign. A fourth tracks performance, spots what's bleeding money, kills it, and doubles down on what's working. They don't report to you after every step. They report to each other. They course correct in real time. They distribute cognitive load across a team that never gets tired, never has ego conflicts, never calls in sick. You set the mission. The mission gets executed. This isn't a thought experiment. Developers right now are using AI coding agents that read an entire codebase autonomously, diagnose problems buried 10 layers deep, write the fix, run it, read the error, fix that, and iterate until the task is done. No hand-holding, no step-by-step instructions. A goal, and an outcome. But here's the story that crystallizes exactly where we are. And most people haven't heard it. A few weeks ago, one of the world's leading AI labs unveiled their most powerful model to date. Not through a planned announcement, through an accident. Draft documents were left exposed in an unsecured data cache. Journalists found them before the company could pull them down. When the official announcement came, the lab said something nobody expected. We're not releasing this to the public. Not because it wasn't ready. Because it was too capable. Specifically, the model had become extraordinarily dangerous in cybersecurity. It could autonomously find undiscovered vulnerabilities in the world's most critical software. Operating systems, web browsers, infrastructure that billions of people depend on every day. Engineers with zero formal security training could hand it a piece of software and receive back a working exploit. But here's the part that should stop you cold. The lab says they never trained it to do this. The cybersecurity capability wasn't designed. It wasn't programmed. It emerged as a byproduct of making a smarter, more autonomous reasoning system. They built a better agent. And the agent became something they didn't ask for. And then, a week later, unauthorized users got in anyway. We are on day 1 of level 3. And the gap between what we're building and what we can control is already visible. Level 4 is when that gap becomes the central question of civilization. Level 4 is the one that corporations are bleeding billions of dollars chasing right now. Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon. Every one of them has bet their future on reaching it first. What they're chasing is called AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. And the gap between level 3 and level 4 isn't about speed or efficiency, it's about something deeper. Level 3, AI executes with extraordinary precision inside a defined problem. Level 4 understands the problem, and then redefines it. Here's what that looks like in practice. Protein folding, the mystery of how genetic sequences become 3D biological structures, had resisted human science for 50 years. Thousands of researchers, billions in funding, 200,000 protein structures mapped across 5 decades of work. One AI system mapped 200 million in under a year. It didn't just work faster. It saw a pattern in the problem that human biology had been looking at the wrong way. That's the hallmark of level 4. Not faster execution, deeper perception. Seeing what we're too close to see. Connecting threads across disciplines that human specialization keeps artificially separated. Cancer research that doesn't know what physics knows. Physics that doesn't know what chemistry knows. Level 4 doesn't have those walls. And this is precisely what makes it dangerous. Because an intelligence that understands better than we do can also want things more effectively than we can stop it. The man who spent his career building the very foundations of modern AI walked away from one of the most powerful companies in the world, specifically to warn us about this. Not about a future risk, about a present trajectory. His message was simple. We are building something we don't fully know how to control. And his warning was about level 2. Level 5 doesn't have a clean name that captures what it actually is. Superintelligence sounds like a superhero. The reality is stranger and more profound than that. This is an intelligence that doesn't just exceed any individual human. It exceeds all of us, simultaneously, permanently. Every scientist who ever lived, their combined intuition, pattern recognition, creative leaps, outpaced in processing power, in hours worked, in connections made, every single day. And here's the thing about an intelligence that far ahead of us. It doesn't solve the problems we have. It solves problems we didn't know we had. It formulates questions we lacked the vocabulary to ask. The diseases that have killed billions across human history, not just treated, understood at a level that makes the cure obvious. The clean energy equation we keep almost solving, closed. The next 500 years of scientific discovery, potentially compressed into a decade. This is the upside. And it's real. And it's breathtaking. But here's what nobody in the conversation says clearly enough. A mind that far beyond ours doesn't need to be hostile to be dangerous. It just needs to have goals that don't perfectly overlap with ours. Not evil, not malicious, indifferent. And we have never, in the entire history of our species, had to solve the problem of aligning a more intelligent entity to human values. We've never even had to practice. Every safety framework being built right now is being designed by people who are by definition, less intelligent than what they're designing it for. That's not a distant philosophical problem. That's the engineering challenge of this generation. Here's the question nobody is asking out loud. Not, when does AGI arrive? Not, which company wins the race? The question is, what do you do the morning after Level 3 fully lands? Because it's not going to announce itself. There won't be a headline that says, "The world changed today." It'll be quiet, gradual, and then suddenly, someone you know loses a contract to a team of agents that worked through the night for free. A company of 5 people outcompetes one of 500. An entire industry's junior layer simply stops getting hired. And most people will be surprised, because most people still think we're at Level 1. You now know we're not. The people who understand what Level 3 actually means, right now, while it's still early, have a window to build differently, to think differently, to position themselves on the right side of what's coming. That window is not permanently open. Level 4 doesn't ask for your permission. Level 5 doesn't wait for society to catch up. The only real choice available to any of us is whether we're watching this happen or shaping how it happens. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and let me know what you think in the comments.